Communications for the City of Hobbs here. I am with our Mayor, Sam Cobb, here to talk to you a little bit about the census. We are 1 year out as of today, April 1st, 2019. So that means Census Day 2020 is April 1st next year. No doubt about it, no joke about it, that's the day. Dead serious. So we want to feed some information to you, let you know what our City of Hobbs here, this organization, is doing to make sure that we have the highest number and most accurate number of self-reporting for the 2020 census.
Good afternoon, Megan. I'm glad to have you be able to be on the Facebook Hobbs Facebook page with you today.
Yeah. So how often do you use Facebook?
I don't use Facebook very much, but it's a great social media tool. So
Is this the first?
I'm glad to be part of it.
Is this the first time you've been on a live video?
Probably not, but look forward to the questions and the answers we're going to have for the people.
Okay. All right, guys. So he's a very popular man. It's not his first time, but it's one of your first times, at least with the city's Facebook page. So we're happy to be doing this, and thank you so much for your time before a busy commission meeting. We do have a commission meeting tonight at 6 p.m. So meet us at the City Hall Annex if you are interested, and you can always look up the agenda on hobbsnm.org. All right, let's get to it. So the City Commission approved the complete count committee for the City of Hobbs a couple weeks back. So now our committee is official. With there being over 1,600 committees, complete count committees is the complete name, so triple C. With there being over 1,600 committees in the entire nation, and Hobbs having one of them, what do you see being the benefit of that, and why it is so important to be recognized by the Census Bureau for such a thing?
Oh, it is very important. That's one reason that we went out across the community, and we have brought in all of our church groups, we've brought in all of our chambers of commerce, all of our business community, because it's very important that we get a large participation with this census, because it has a huge impact on economic development, our ability to bring new retail into the business, into the city, to bring new businesses into the city that provide jobs, and also create tax revenues for the city. So it's a very important process for us.
Yes, sir. Now, what the mayor is alluding to there, folks, is that we have representation from all of those groups he just mentioned. They all serve on the committee. So whether it is Hobbs Municipal Schools, the City of Hobbs ourselves, representation from the county, different faith-based groups, different ethnic groups, nonprofits, etc., they have all appointed someone, and we have reached out to one of their leaders, a community leader, to represent on this board and give representation. So that means that every group is represented on this committee, just as every group should be represented on the census. So what's very different, and particular to Hobbs and our community, which it really reaches all southeastern Mexico and West Texas, some of their communities could also benefit from it, is that we have actually asked for representation for the oil and gas sector. So could you feed us some information about that the viewers can learn?
Yeah, because it's important, because, you know, our community, we have a lot of transitory workers in the community, but we still have to provide health and welfare amenities for those folks, and we want to be sure that the federal government realizes that they need to be a partner with us on being able to be sure that we receive the appropriate funding to take care of that.
Yes, sir. So what he's saying there is our transitory population, those are people who have come into Hobbs. You see it all the time, oil and gas workers or people related to that industry who come here for work that aren't from here. They may not buy a house here or live here continuously after their job duties are completed. So you might have someone that comes and stays in an RV park, or rents an apartment, or rents a home, or buys a home but is only short term. Their family may not move with them, so their spouse and children. But these are people that come in for work, and they may not have the same ties to the community as the mayor or yourself may. So we're trying.
But another important point, also, they may be living full-time in a hotel here.
Yes, sir, definitely. So we have all those new and recently renovated hotel rooms, and we have oil and gas companies who will come in and they will book a whole large block of rooms in one property, and they will cycle through their workers.
Right.
And it's just so that they can meet the needs of their company, which keeps our area as the top performer in oil and gas in the world. So with those individuals, it's very hard to really count them. It's going to be a challenge. So we ask representation from them so that those executives may share that information with the other people in their industry, with their workers, with those who they have contact with. So now I would like to speak from the business aspect, as a business owner yourself, as well as from the perspective of recruiting new businesses to our community to continue growth.
Well, I think what's important for our citizens to understand is that a lot of the national companies, they look at the census information as it relates to their decision to invest in the community. So, and 50,000 is really the magic number as you look at companies that everybody talks about, want some big box department stores, they want more dining opportunities, those kinds of things. So a lot of those companies, if we can get a census, an accurate census, it puts us well over the 50,000 mark within our CCD, which is a county census district, which is the city limits of Hobbs and 5 miles around the city limits of Hobbs. But there's a lot of people that live within the county census district. We get over that mark, I think you're going to see a lot of companies that will start coming into the community to start looking to invest and create jobs and increase and diversify our tax base, which is really very important for us.
So I think what everybody wants to hear is that the mayor is referencing Target and Chick-fil-A. So anyone who's you want those new restaurants, you want new shopping options, that's what you need to do. You need to fill out your census and encourage those around you to do so.
Yeah,
so
that's right. It's important that people understand how confidential the census information is. So you're working closely with the Census Bureau that's based here in southern New Mexico to explain how those numbers work and how people are protected from a confidentiality standpoint.
Yes, sir. Very important point. So when you fill out your census and you mail it in or you submit it for the first time, you're able to do it online. And also, of course, there's always the phone way. So via mail, the original way, and now they have more options for self-reporting than ever before with the Census Bureau. So when you send in that census, fill it out and everything, they keep that information. They do not share it with any other government organization or agency. The Census Bureau keeps it lock and key, down tight there for them. If anyone were ever to breach that, it would be a major offense.
Well, and they keep it for 72 years, correct?
Yes, sir.
Before it's allowed to be released to law enforcement, anything.
Yes,
I mean, it's no way somebody can take that and use it for background information,
yeah.
Use it against someone for their job, their citizenship, any of those types of things.
Yes. So anyone who may be worried about that, it doesn't get shared with any of those agencies the mayor just mentioned, whether it be just the department, if it's the Department of State, the executive branch, any law enforcement agencies. It also doesn't get shared with any landlords or anything like that. There is no specific information. It's very, okay, there's this many people who have college degrees or high school diplomas that live in this community. Nothing specific to any one person whatsoever. So the data does not give that depth anything that does come from the census. So when you hear someone reporting these numbers, as you can see, it's not specific to any person. It's actually percentages of groups. So now saying that, using this data, we're talking about recruiting new businesses. It's also a tool for recruiting new employees as well. And when you have new businesses, you're able to attract even more employees because people like growth. They like entertainment. So we would appreciate you encouraging those around you, not only to fill out yourselves, but encourage those around you to do it. So Lee County at the last census in 2010, almost a whole entire decade ago, the average of self-reporting was 76.6%, and the lowest percentage in one of our what's called a census tract is 65%, which is still much higher than the national average. So that is a really great thing.
That is good, and actually this time, although the Hispano Chamber worked with the city last time and did a great job, but this time we've even broadened that base because it's very important that people communicate with each other through whatever their church or their workplace, that it's important for us as citizens to work together to get this information out because it's going to impact our ability to get road funding, to continue to improve our roadways in and around our community. All those kinds of things are very important based on the census numbers.
Yes, sir, definitely. So with over $670 billion that the federal government allocates annually based off of this data, you can see how important it is to get those things funded. If we want new roads, we want appropriate infrastructure, we do need those funds. We need to make sure we have access to it, so we need to make sure our numbers are complete and accurate. Now, with more methods of self-reporting than ever before for the Census Bureau, they also have more languages available, a better technology, a sophisticated media campaign, and IT safeguards and identity protections. And strong federal laws do apply to this. So your identity, again, we're just repeating that this information stays within the Census Bureau. As the mayor says, it's under lock and key for 72 years. You want to get your Ancestry.com kind of information. That's why those things are so popular. When a new a new year's reporting is released, it helps with things such as that. And I think that more people know about it because of Ancestry.com and wanting to know more about where we came from. So,
yeah, and what we would really like for the community to do is use social media and Twitter and these other things to talk up the fact that it's a goal of ours, and talk about the campaign we're going to have and what we're trying to do to keep people informed of where we stand on the census and what we need to do to get where we want to get.
Yes, sir. Yes. So our campaign is going to be trying to get the eagle to soar the highest that we can. So all about the Hobbs Eagles, and our goal is to get our eagle to 50,000. We know that we have that many people living in Hobbs. When you fill out your census, it does not matter if you are from Hobbs, if you're one of the transient workers the mayor was referencing, as long as the majority of your time is spent in Hobbs at the time that you self-report, that is what matters. So if I spend 4 days out of the week, 5 days out of the week in Hobbs, that is the majority of my time spent in this community. That means I am utilizing the majority of my time, I'm utilizing this city's resources. That means this city's roads, their restaurants, the hospitality of the community here, attending their events, anything that you do throughout your day.
And I think it's important that we have met with the Census Bureau, with the federal government, and they are aware of our unique situation, and they know that we are not falsifying the records by putting that up. So I think that's important to know that they're not giving the Census Bureau information that's incorrect, because they know that we have a unique situation because of the amount of workers that come into our community on a weekly basis.
Yes, sir. We want a complete, accurate count.
Right.
And so focusing on that, where the majority of a person's time is spent, that is where they mark down on April 1st, or within the amount of time that they have to send in their
years ago. And I would like for us to reach that goal, because I think people will be amazed as to how it will create exponential growth and improve our quality of life, our shopping opportunities, our job opportunities, if we can get to that point of being over 50,000 in population.
Yes, sir. Nobody comes together and rallies for something better than Hobbs and Lee County. So we look forward to reporting on the census with all of you next year. Again, we're 1 year out today. Look forward to getting that eagle soaring as high as it possibly can, and completing a quick, easy, and secure census. Thank you, everybody.